Well, folks, we got him. This is the guy who I believe should be and will be the new governor of California. The people who are running for California governor are deadly afraid of him. My question to you, Lewis, is easy and simple. What are they afraid of? Why are they not allowing you to battle them on stage? Number one. Uh, why are these criminals always being propped up by mainstream media? It's always the same usual suspects. I personally listen. You know, I'm a wild man. I was just called again for the 17,000th time that I'm the Alex Jones of the cryptocurrency field. Probably true. I would literally, because you're registered in every single county at this point. Am I correct?
Yep.
Okay. I would bring in a huge crowd. I would join that effort gladly. I will fly to California on my dime. And I want to go in while the debate is live on television, on YouTube, on Instagram, whatever. Okay. With a bunch of guys that support you and say, this guy is a legitimate runner. Why is he not on stage? Because if you were a guy that belonged to a special letter in the alphabet where they could make you look foolish, and so that you could look like the joke that they think you are and just make you look retarded, you would just walk away and vanish into thin air. Nobody would remember Lewis's Herm's name in probably 72 hours. What are they afraid of? In your own words, please tell us. Why is Lewis Herms not allowed to be on stage debating these clowns and criminals?
Well, I think what they're all afraid of, the whole deep state parasitic apparatus, are very afraid of authenticity and courage. So when you speak with authenticity, courage, and then you motivate people to go ahead and work and take back our country, that scares the living shit out of them. I mean, it's just a fact. So they do everything to suppress, to avoid, to manipulate, whatever they can do. I mean, I'll just give you some statistics. So the two so-called conservative frontrunners are Steve Hilton and Bianco. I've been on the stage with them 5 times. Every single time that they've been on stage, all news media has promoted those debates or at least covered it afterwards. Every single time they've been on stage, their platforms and their people have promoted their debates, except 5 times.
Why doesn't it shock me?
So it's absolutely amazing. There's a video that we're putting out today, which we're having a lot of fun with, is how many times that I've been on debate with them and they say what Lewis said. Well, I agree with Lewis. Well, yeah, Lewis has it right. That's what Lewis said. So and they've already proven to steal my policies. We have documentation of that. So the thing is, when you have somebody that's willing just to work on solutions without having any political influence whatsoever, right? Somebody that's authentic, somebody that really just wants we the people to grab back our sovereignty, that scares the living hell out of them. And these people are all controlled. We are absolutely living within a psyop, a matrix. Just because they have an R next to their name does not mean they're controlled. They're probably controlled at even a higher level from what we're finding at this point.
They're stealing your ideas to run to get elected. They're not stealing your ideas to implement. They
Well,
don't have.
they say they are. I mean, great example. In November, I was on stage with Steve Hilton, and he was thoroughly embarrassed in regards to child trafficking, child slavery, and what to do about it, right? With just literally embarrassed. Everybody knew. They were like, wow, that was a bad look. Within 2 weeks, he's standing on a street corner in Los Angeles on Figueroa behind a podium as if he has all the solutions for child sex slavery, right? So here's the good news. Regardless of the suppression, we are getting heard. We have people that follow our bus around. We just show up and they're coming, "Hey, I'm voting for you." We don't even know who they are. So that's phenomenal. We have many people coming up to our bus and people showing up at events. The reality is we know if we had equal time, we would absolutely, because our message absolutely crushes. I don't think there'd be any competition. And this is not arrogant speaking. This is just based on our policies themselves if we had equal time. And even Van Miller made a comment. I was told a couple days ago, they said that when Lewis is on stage with the other candidates, it's like Mike Tyson versus children, right? Which is, so I appreciate that because it's not that hard though, Mel. You and I both know we've internalized the solutions. We know what needs to be done. So we just speak truth and we don't put up with any crap. So that's a very big concern for these. What I want people to realize is you're literally, when you're voting for Republicans, many times you're just voting for what you think is the lesser of two evils, right? We need to get completely out of the matrix and understand that the United States as a whole is a captured operation. And it has been for a long, long time. But we, the people, are the only ones that are going to make a difference. I appreciate what President Trump has done, but I looked at a stable of horses and none of them had wings or unicorns on them. So I don't see that he's going to come in and completely save the day. I believe that we, the people, have to get up, stand up, and make the difference. And that would be a major assist for him or anybody else that's trying to help.
Well, hence the reason why I decided to open up my own social media platform called Tube 1776. We did the movie. The movie ended up in the White House. We know a few people watched it. We know the Trumps watched at least part of it. We know that much to be true. And he did sign an executive order saying no more censorship. And the platform said, screw
That's
you,
right.
and we're gonna ratchet them even more because they don't want the
Mhm.
Lewis Herms to be the governors of California because they know we're gonna run shit the right way. They know we're gonna, run their 17 illegal tax agencies out of town. They know that people are gonna get arrested. They know that people's heads are gonna roll. And they don't want that, so they bring their criminal friends. And I got to say the truth. Patrick Bet David, where are you? Patrick Bet David, where the f are you? This is the guy. I hear him talking about Bianco and this guy Hilton. What are you doing, dude?
It's crazy because many people have told me that he's well aware of me, and he said I will interview him like maybe July or August. Well, that's a little too late, bud.
Yeah, no. Look, if you're kissing up the mainstream, that means you're trying to get in bed with the devil. You think the devil's going to win this war. Okay? I mean, this guy is uber, 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 uber intelligent.
Mhm.
He knows right. He knows right from wrong. Okay. What the hell is he doing endorsing these guys is beyond my imagination. So, obviously, you don't want to broadcast your plan of attack to your enemy, but personally, one plan of attack, if I can help you execute it, is to show up with a bunch of jerry cans with 500 people with their freaking phones live streaming all at the same time during a debate and go live and just say, "Hey, we're here to burn the whole fucking thing down to the ground. Let's go, mano a mano, motherfucker. Let's go." Right? And I'm willing to do that for you, and I'm willing to help you organize that. I'm willing to help you rally more podcasters that are willing to do that. I have a problem putting my differences aside. Whoever likes me, doesn't like me. I'm not here for a popularity contest, like neither are you. Okay. We're here because we got a job to do. So let's get the job done. And then you can go back to hating Mel Carmine and hating Lewis Herms. But right now, let's do our job, right?
Right, right. I agree.
So, what can you reveal that where we're headed right now, as far as where the campaign is going? How optimistic are you that you could still break through, and how you see that happening without giving away the secret sauce recipe?
Well, I can tell you we have a whole bunch of videos that are coming out this week. We've already got five in the can and going to do about another five of them. And these are very short, very, very powerful videos. Some would call them commercials. And we're going to run these all through social media. We're going to pound social media like crazy. We're going to ask our fellow friends like you and other podcasters to promote these videos and get them out. And then we have a tour already set up starting May 17th that we're going up and down California. I think we already have 10 or 11 locations already sealed. And we're going to go right to the people again and bring our message out. And I can tell you, based on the last tour, we are seeing a lot of uptick, people coming to us out of the woodwork People are asking, can I have a yard sign? Can I have this? How about this? Can I have cards? We're going to go canvas for you. So there's a lot of momentum. And I'm authentic. It's still less than 3 weeks now.
Mhm.
I don't know where we're polling, and that's because they refuse to poll us. In
Well, why
fact,
don't we do this for the people? I'm just putting ideas out there for the people who have the time, that are podcasters, that could put the legwork in and start camping out these mainstream media outlets and confront these guys with a microphone in the face, live on camera. Let's go. Say, why are you shunning Lewis Herms? I want answers.
yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea. Now I can give you some insight information which may help you with all this. So, for example, we've had several PR teams. Then they've contacted the mainstream media
Mhm.
directly, and they started with the excuse of, well, he's not on Wikipedia, and that's our barometer in order to make a decision. Well, what they do understand, this is the game that's played, is Wikipedia has already banned one of my assistants for life just for applying to be on Wikipedia. And the last time we got through the final hoops, they just ignored us and never put us on Wikipedia. So that's one of the catch 22s that's built into this. And then the next one is they say, well, he's not polling within the mainstream media. They've never included us on one poll. They've never put us on one poll. So how can you poll when they're not polling you, right? That's another game. Here's another one that's recently happened. So somebody put us on an online poll and it was getting a lot of traction and we were skyrocketing. We went from fifth to fourth to third, and then we were deleted from the poll. And that admin, we don't even know who it was, put us back on, deleted, put us back on, and we were deleted. So one of our supporters, we didn't know that she did this at first. She contacted Meta directly and said, "How is this possible? How could this happen?" And Meta said, "We apologize. It was one of our employees. They're being held accountable."
Really?
So one of their employees took it upon themselves to delete us from a poll. And as you know, we're the biggest target from the Southern Poverty Law Center in California, have been for several years. They embed their people within social media to do exactly this type of things. Even Grok said that we're at a 75% suppression on X. I got Grok to say that, meaning that means our posts only go out about 25% to where they normally would say it. So the suppression is crazy, but we don't stop. We keep rolling. We get in the face of everybody we can. And I would ask people to do exactly what you're requesting. They need to get in the face of a news media and say, what's going on right now?
What's your
You know,
problem?
yeah,
You
right.
know,
Well,
what is your problem?
and they won't admit what it is. In fact, the game they'll play is they'll say, "Well, he's not polling." And then finally, we confronted him on that. They said, "Well, he hasn't raised enough money," and we're like, "Wait a second. So your algorithm is you have to poll at a certain percentage and raise a certain amount of money together, but they won't tell us how that algorithm works in order to get on a debate stage. It's all a lie. It's a big facade, and people actually believe these answers, and sometimes they repeat it to me, which is laughable. So all I can tell you is the groundswell of people that are coming to us is astronomical, and we're very excited about that. We won't know the outcome till June 2nd, and that's fine, right? Because it is what it is. For all we know, we're going to come in second place, first place, and take the whole thing. I can tell you one thing: everywhere we go, somebody is. I just had somebody say, just a person running for lieutenant governor. He says, everywhere I go through Los Angeles, people are talking about you, but you're never on a debate stage. He's like, what's going on? And he went ballistic on a video that we may even put out with him. And he didn't even know me very well. He just didn't understand how everywhere he goes, they're mentioning myself and my campaign. Yet we're not on the mainstream media. You know, I know why. It's
Well,
a controlled operation. It has been for a long time.
Donald Trump said it. The whole system is fucking rigged. The whole system is rigged.
Yep.
What part of that does the American people? Wikipedia. Why doesn't somebody create a new Wikipedia, call it something different that's legitimate? Right now, Wikipedia is run by the devil, controlled by the opposition, controlled by evil people who like pedophilia, and it's a bunch of lies, controlled illusions. Why doesn't somebody say, you know what, I'm going to build a new Wikipedia that runs on 100% truth? A Republican, a really hardcore constitutionalist, right? And so there's so many wars to be fought here on so many fronts, right? If you want this to get fixed, do you think Wikipedia is going to wake up tomorrow morning and say, you know what, we're going to be on the side of Lewis Herms? You are fucking delusional.
Exactly.
That is never going to happen. It will snow in Miami in August 29 feet before that happens.
What we're asking people to do is we're asking them to somehow get these people that are paid off to suddenly be good people. Well, they're not good people. It's in their blood. They're evil. Most of them are connected to pedophilia in my opinion, and raping of children. So why on earth would we expect that they're going to turn around? They're not going to turn around. Even with the President Trump's pressure, they're not going to turn around. They need to be exercised out of their positions, and we need to take their platforms, or we need to create our own platforms.
That's why I'm moving with YouTube 1776. That's why
Yeah.
somebody should move with Wikipedia, your own version of Wikipedia, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God,
Seems like common sense, Mel.
right? You don't like Facebook? Create a new Facebook. No algorithms. Let the Lewis Herms be heard. Let the Mel Carmines be heard. Let the people judge how big our audience gets. Don't take my money away. We're going to make so much money for the people that want to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I got such a strong plan, and it is like next to free. It's you don't even think about if something costs you $10 a month that's got tremendous value that could bring you back 100 times that. Would you care about the $10 a month? Obviously not. What if I told you, and I'm not going to give you the secret sauce recipe, that a guy or gal that only has 10,000 subscribers on my channel will make 20, 30,000 a month? What if I said that? What if it's true? What if I could prove it when I'm allowed to let the cat out of the bag exactly how that happens? Then the Lewis Herms of the world will be heard. That's why I need you guys to buy the movie Dear Mr. President Part 2 for $5.89 because I'm funding project number 2, project number 3, Donald Trump coming down the stairway with the sign saying currency exchange, him meeting with the generals that ask him to run for president. It's going to be a 17-part series, 1 hour and 17 minutes each, and that's coming out. That's how you take over the world. You can't expect Donald Trump to do it all. You can't expect RFK to clean up the food, the clothes, the air, the chemtrails. You can't do it. You got to take the bull by the balls and say, okay, I'm going to take care of this problem. And there's so many pieces of the puzzle, but there's so many of us that if you take charge of one piece of the puzzle, I take charge of another piece of the puzzle, he takes charge of another piece of the puzzle. Before we know, we run the fucking puzzle.
Well, short of grabbing a bull's balls, um, I would,
You love that, don't you?
yes, I would suggest that we first need to wake up to the apparatus. So what happens is, what do we believe? We believe X is actually fully transparent. We believe that Rumble is fully transparent. BitChute is doing the right job. Okay, let me just throw some things out there if that's what you believe.
Mm-hmm.
There's some information that says that BitChute may have some connections to MI6. I'm just throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned the day Rumble decided to go on NASDAQ. I said that's going to be the end of Rumble, right? And sure enough, that was the end of real free speech. So if you see people getting a lot of traction on these platforms, instead of saying, look at they're getting traction, you should say, why are they getting traction? I can tell you, even under X, I've already had my biggest platform completely deleted, and they haven't come back to me at all since Elon Musk took over. What if, folks, if you had an illusion that these things are doing right? The one platform that seemed to actually be working was Parler, and that's went bye-bye,
Nobody
right?
even heard of it ever again.
So
Okay.
that this is the type of stuff that we should look at. What happens is our conservative, our friend, our patriots, they get locked into a narrative and they start, oh, we have a savior. X is now our savior and Rumble's our savior. And Putin, it's not, guys. You're
No.
being sold a bill of goods. It's still about control. At minimum, it is about capturing your information so they can resell you and you be a conduit for their advertising dollars. That's at minimum, right? So we need to change our thinking really quickly, or for example, everybody thinks they can just ask AI a question and get the real answer.
No.
No, guys. I can tell you about a year and a half ago, I was able to ask certain questions and get real answers. And now it's all completely corrupted. It's virtually hard to get to the truth because these AIs are programmed to look in certain directions and immediately call you a conspiracy theorist. Great example today, I was on X just asking questions about something, trying to get a narrative, and it kept adding in, well, this is just a Q narrative, and this is just Q. And I go, wait. So I acted like that. I said, I don't know what Q is. What is Q? I pretended like I didn't know, right? And then it was like, oh well, and X like Grok self-destructed because it tried to drive me into a certain narrative. We need to be very aware of what's going on out there, guys. This AI is you're told is for your benefits. You're told that X and Rumble are working for you. I would just suggest you may want to double look, and that's why I did a movie called The Psyop of Silence because it's about conservative fake news, where they scream fake news on the liberal side so much that we start to trust organizations, and it's a complete three-letter operation that's just controlling us differently. We need to wake up to this type of stuff.
It's so funny you say that because when 5 months ago, when I embarked on doing part two of Dear Mr. President, I went to the artificial intelligence to ask about specifically the straw man, the twin of you that has the all caps name, which is a corporation, which is a corpse, which is a dead corporation, which they're trading money on you, on your marriage license, your divorce license, your fishing license, your hunting
Yep,
license, your speeding ticket. A speeding ticket goes from paying $500 speeding ticket, $700 speeding ticket, it becomes 2 million to $5 million with compound interest on top of compound interest. They making a lot of money off of your shit. Okay.
that's
And
right.
I went and I asked and said, yes, it's all true. This is artificial intelligence. Yes, it's all true. Yes, you're being traded. Yes, there is the twin of you. Yes, it's fictitious. Yes, yes, yes. All the boxes were checked. I went back a month later. Thank God I saved that. I copied and pasted it and I saved because I'm a hoarder. I save everything, right? I went back 2 months later and I asked, "Is the straw man real?" And it gave me an answer like I had succumbed to the most fantastical fucking delusion in
That's
my
right.
lifetime. The
Exactly
same
right.
platform.
We are being re-guided in the direction that this deep state cabal wants us to be in.
Yeah,
And y'all keep just trusting it. That's interesting. Just remember your discernment is what's most important.
yeah. Unbelievable, brother. We live in the most interesting times, brother. You keep fighting the fight. Anything that I could do personally to help you further this fight, further this agenda. I'm a fighter. I wake up in the morning. I think immediately before I even have my first cup of coffee and before I brush my teeth on how we're going to fight the New World Order this morning. Then I go brush my teeth and then I go get my cup of coffee. I'm Italian. I run on espresso. Okay. And the reality is, there's many wars to be fought, but this one's important. This one's important specifically to me because I love California. I was just there. I was just there a couple of days ago. And my wife and I always look at each other and we say, I love California. And I would love to live in California, but I can't live in California the way it is right now with
It's hard.
17 tax agencies in my pocket. No matter if I move left, right, if I go forward, if I go backward, somebody's got their hand in my pocket.
That's right.
Or somebody's going to try to take my kid, my child, if one day if I decide to have one. when I'm like 200 years old, you know? So, yeah, we're going to have to freaking get organized. I wrote you a business plan. I'm willing to write you another one based on what's happening right now that coincides with their strategy, throwing their sort of relic into the mix and how we can combat it and beat them.
Yeah, I think I'll have to talk offline about something that we have some planned, but it will work right into the realm of what you're talking about.
Awesome. Well, how do people find you? Your websites, your YouTube channels, your X channels?
It's easy. Just go to hermsforcali.com, HERMSFORCALI.com. That's for my campaign, and it has links to other things. Or you can go, if you want to see all the work I've done in the past, you go to screwbiggov.com. All of that you can find my social media at.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, Lewis, for coming. We'll talk offline, and you got some sensitive stuff you want to talk about, guys. And donate because you can't win a war with no funds. There's a lot of millionaires in California that have a tremendous excess of money. I know you got some movie stars that were coming your way. Did any of that come to fruition,
Nope,
or
there's
or
somebody had a talking to him.
so because somebody grabbed them to the side? Hey, are you crazy?
It's happened several times. We had people coming our way, and the next thing you know, we're ghosted. So the struggle is real when it comes to that. So we, the people, can help with donations. That'd be awesome. We're going to have massive advertising campaigns. So most of it's probably going to go right into advertising this last 2.5 weeks.
So basically, what happened is somebody pulled them off to the side and say, "Hey, are you crazy? You want to hang out with Louis Herms? He talks to that crazy guy down there in Merritt Island, Mel Carmine."
Who knows what they who's know
It's
what they says,
unbelievable, bro.
but we have them backing out. It's hilarious. I
Yeah,
always, I don't get upset about anything. It doesn't affect me. I just keep moving forward. These are parasites we're dealing with.
absolutely. Eventually, we will win. Maybe not on the first go around, but on the second go around, third round. Listen, not to get off track. David Sinclair, go look him up. We're inches away from having longevity beyond your wildest dreams. Taking a 90-year-old gene and reversing it back to 20 years old, where the wrinkles go away, the hair starts to get dark again, and it takes a little bit of time, but they're this far away. They've done it successfully in mice and rats. They're about to do it with humans. They're this close
Awesome.
away. David Sinclair, go look him up. I will
Very
never
cool.
stop. I will never stop looking for longevity. And when I mean longevity, it means a whole different thing. Okay, you guys know me. Thank you, guys. Make sure you get this out there far and wide, and make sure that we vote for this man. Uh, Another thing: are the elections going to be rigged in case they feel that you have a real shot at winning?
Well, they're definitely rigged, but that's all right. We need to get out there, and we have tracking systems and people in place now that we hadn't had before.
Blockchain technology is coming, and you won't be able to finagle the bagel anymore. I promise you.
Finagle the bagel, love it.